just like that, a snap of the finger, and we have Agent Select ready. I mean, there's a Brimstone from side of Liquid, and the double duelist too.
Yeah, but my eyes are drawn straight to ULF here with the Chamber. We're going to see double Initiator, so Fabian's going to be on some comfort there. But Stern on the Chamber is very interesting. Another player, you know, substitute player who hasn't quite had one of those pop-off games yet, and this is I mean, it's do or die. Like, he's on Chamber. This is the time to step up and do something.
Definitely. I think as well, when I'm looking at Team Liquid's side, they haven't changed anything, right? They're running the same composition that they ran when Kick subbed in. It was him playing the Brimstone. I don't like this composition. I think when they move over onto that attack, they're going to really struggle to isolate Stern on the Chamber, especially when you're considering that B long space where he's going to be propped up with an operator.
I hope ULF have done their homework here, because I really didn't like the way Team Liquid played their defense last time. It's extremely passive, and they give up a lot of control, especially in the center of the map. So if ULF have done their homework, they'll know there's a lot of gaps to abuse against Team Liquid here.
13-0 Liquid, easy. Thank you so much, Matt, for the prediction. I guess I'll ask you two then on the desk here with me predictions in regards to, because again, do or die. This is it. You win this map, you continue, and you stay alive in this lower bracket. You lose this, you are done until stage 1.
I genuinely think that ULF have the potential to cause an upset here.
Of course, I just think that if Team Liquid lose, then it's kind of embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's fair. An expectation?
I mean, they have to win this game. Like, they should win this map.
Well, you heard it here, Billy. They have to win this map. Do you... I'm assuming you do agree.
Yeah, of course. I think if you're Team Liquid, you're putting this roster together, you see these names, you see the fact that you're going up against an ULF esports that don't have their full roster, that will
that came from Ascension.
They came from Ascension, they'll have their full roster back together by the time it comes to stage 1. Where does that leave Team Liquid if they lose this series?
That is a great question. And with their backs against the wall for both of these rosters, one more time here in Kickoff, one of these teams will be able to head onto the server as the other continues their lower bracket run. Liquid against ULF with our casters, Haza and Cairo.
Yeah, should is a fun word because it means that something doesn't always happen. And this ULF team have shown us in spells what the potential looks like. As have Liquid. That last map just lingers on your mind. Is there a way that they can dig back into that well of talent and provide another result? Because this is a funny one, Cairo. That win against Vitality on Pearl the other week, the first win on Pearl the organization has ever picked up.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't strike you with a lot of hope when you consider that, but maybe it's an upwards trajectory. But the one thing that you have to consider is that ULF have not played this map yet. They've not shown what they can do, and that's the worrying part, because Team Liquid are so good at prep.
Exactly. I mean, I say it in jest. Redguard didn't want to play it for however many years. I think his first official on it was like last year or something. And the Vitality result is promising, as is Miniboo finding this opening pick on the defender's side. ULF heading A, and they are going to be able to get the plant down in the open behind these nanos.
Yeah.
That's a huge reveal.
And it's even better from the rest of Team Liquid as they get those pistols firing. They've not lost a pistol round since Split, and that will be flawless.
Yeah, an in-zone flawless, and exactly the kind of way you want to find liftoff here. Huge opportunity. I mean, not only did they win both of the pistol rounds in the previous, you have to remember, they converted both of the bonus rounds as well, so I think we'll be keeping a key eye on to see how this one develops.
Good job, nice.
If it's going to be as clean as the flawless that we've just seen. A reminder for those watching at home, the winner of this up against a GX side tomorrow, which of course will have plenty to work on themselves.
A-main completely been given up by Team Liquid, not wanting to challenge that at all. And as Minnie was talking about on the desk, that mid portion of the map completely given up, only really Nats to hold it down, and as ULF only really dedicate the chamber to that part of the map. The rest of the pack are looking to hunt for these ultimate orbs.
Really nice area of the map for Stern to try and work as well. Has the TP, of course, to be looking for these engagements, but actually Liquid back off completely. Just trying to fight through B. Miniboo, another opening pick, gets out of dodge, healthy, and good enough to find the second.
And it is just still waiting on Stun moving here, but all he's done is really break the turret. It's sure shifted the focus, but at the same time, Miniboo actually being left all alone. And it is a little bit expensive all in because of Audaz, but at the same time, now we look at Stun.
Last player standing.
We don't get a look at him for very long. Liquid cleaning up in the end, 3 of the players surviving, majority of the weapons. Couple Guardians, a Marshall, not too much to write home about, but still an opportunity nonetheless for them to keep this snowball rolling.
I like the ideas that ULF are putting forward though, in terms of like how they're using the pack to distract while Stun gets played in. We'll see if this continues on though, and see if ULF want to explore that mid portion further. 4 players on A for Team Liquid as they look to try and challenge this.
Yeah, you can see the TP from Stern is set up on B this time. Takes a chunk of damage from Nats, and I don't know, must have spotted the head there. I thought for a second he'd caught Stern through the wall, but whichever way you flip it, it's a huge kill.
Purple with no way out, has to win his duel and cannot. So with that, we're equal, and maybe one better through Neki.
Yeah, I have to say, Miniboo, well, it looks a little dodgy from his perspective there, just not expecting that second player to be walking down B when you often see that solo Sentinel, the Chamber, hunting for an early pick. Now a lot of pressure put onto Nats in this position. Choked out from either side, has to try and find a way to fight, and looks like he is just going to back up for good.
Yeah, I mean, information known because of the owl drone. Trying to play forward here, still does get one. Marshall in hand, needs to hit the head and can't even connect a bullet. So spike down, but look at Wayne, able to escape into the site, but won't be able to escape with his life. Camel gone as well. As ULF get their first of peril.
Neki always good for a round. Huge 3K from him here. All started with that slow walk up B behind Stern, interrupting the play patterns. Here it is. Oh my God. You can barely see the pixel on the top of his head there. Stern a little frustrated perhaps with how that one worked out, but in the end, the captain puts them back on track.
Yeah, and the old boys getting fired up once again. Same challenge in A main through the fade, but this time not through the C's. It looks as if ULF are the ones to win out this util duel.
Yeah, at the very least, they've created a foundation here. A main control. Oh, no, Miniboo's not been spotted, actually. He's just going to pass Stern by. Neither of them any the wiser. Put a trademark at his feet. Hello, and goodbye to Miniboo.
Oh, no. What's
doubling
going
down
on?
this. Liquid getting aggressive through multiple avenues on the map, and ULF come out on top.
Yeah, the utility questionable from Team Liquid. Can have that talk later on as the round continues, and ULF look to, I thought for a minute, really go through art, but that's not the case. You can already see the players through B main looking to scale. Neki being so far up might catch Nats off guard though.
He still has the alarm bot on the Nano to try and play off of here. No shocks left for Neki.
He's all alone.
Knife goes over the top. In fact, it's just a flash, so Nats undetected for the time being. Finds his first. Chance of the second, waiting for that underhand flash. And instead, he just eats the wall and all find the site.
Very nicely done. ULF playing with the numbers that they have, and Team Liquid, I think the towel has already been thrown in. As you can see, Purple running away. Camel with a Bulldog though.
Yeah, wants to recover that up. That has to be #1 priority here for Liquid to try and save face. The difference is this time from the last map is ULF get in early. So a couple of real important rounds for them now, doubled up. Liquid just about in there financially. Should maybe buy around what they've got here, but it's still not going to be the full picture.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a challenge, but it won't be like what you would normally expect on a rifle round. But the thing that will probably kind of tip the scales in ULF's favour is they're first to the ultimate cycle, right? In terms of, you can see that Neki has that Hunter's Fury as well. There is a lockdown one away from Nats, but That's insane.
Don't see that every day.
Yeah, I think the more worrying thing was the A main, like with the Prowler, and the fact that there was nobody identified on box.
I think while we're on this sort of topic as the operator is kept with Miniboo as well, it's interesting that he's the one who's using it, because obviously in this composition, you have the Waylay who with a Refract is really good at taking the space, getting on a line and then having that safety net of sort of dropping back. I guess at the same time, rotation speed on the Yoru is really great to just be such an omnipresent issue.
Yeah.
It's just about, like the players that you've got, because Liquid do have like 3 duelist mains on the team.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I mean, players who are comfortable with the op, and it's difficult to try and set up sometimes.
Not every duelist player is an op player, right?
Yeah, I mean, in my head, I don't really think of Miniboo as an operator player. I always think of his rifle work, especially on that Neon during that meta.
I think that's another reason why we saw the Heretics team be so successful when he was part of it, because he's such a selfless entry fragger that you were always expecting him to go in, get his one, and then the rest of the team played off that. Maybe, you know, a bit of a system issue, perhaps, trying to work someone in like Comeback, who is an op player by trade, absolutely, but doesn't fit in the same way, or at least not right now from what we've seen, as they stay alive in the lower bracket from the result earlier today. Are just investigating a slight issue here, which is stopping us from getting back in game, but we'll keep you updated with anything we have on that, of course. And there it goes.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but hey, listen, that's sometimes the way it goes. But you know something funny that I've been kind of looking in? Was speaking about difficulties. Do you know what's really difficult?
No, Kara, what is really difficult?
Saying ULF twice, you ever tried it?
No, I'm not falling for that. See, this is the
Come
problem with
on!
you, man. This guy's been going around the green room all day trying to farm people for content.
And it's what?
Just for your little TikTok videos and
Just
stuff,
play it.
man.
I just wanted you...
I don't know, why don't you say Purpo burglar alarm for us?
Purple burglar alarm. How about you
Tell
say...
it was the colour or the player.
Yeah. See, how about you say ULF twice then?
If one of the players does it, then I'll do it.
Oh,
No, I'm not buying into your games. Not yet. We'll see how long this tech pause goes for, and of course we'll let you know how that one goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like as well, ULF, you know, these young guns in terms of like how they've come in here, right? And we look at this game, this Team Liquid game, the fact that they've got to map 3. How do they start to measure in your expectations as coming into this league? Because for me, like obviously, Kickoff is a bit of a one-off. It's basically them getting acclimatized to the league, and I feel as if like so far, I think they look pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I mean, they look about as good as you expect them to, right, with 2 subs. Like, it's what Mini mentioned on the desk there as well, that this Liquid team has championship-worthy expectations to qualify to those big events, at least by the end of the year. That's sort of the goal that you set, right?
Okay.
Whereas ULF here, it's like, you know, one step at a time. Look at players like Stern and Dema, for example, right? They don't know how much longer they're necessarily going to get. So for them, this is a completely different opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily buy into the Team Liquid like championship / like internationals, because I look at this roster, right? And you think of like what has every player been able to achieve, right? And I think of like obviously Miniboo, Nats and Camo. They're the ones who have been able to achieve the highest, right? Being able to attend champions events, etc. I think my biggest question marks for me is more on like Wayne and Purple and what they were able to come in. But the real problem that I have with this roster is how much they're forcing the 3 pickup of duelists. It reminds me so much of that Giant X roster at the start of 2025 when they like had all these duelists, didn't know how all the pieces worked together, and then they switched up, got players that were actually comfortable in their roles. Like for instance, right, if you don't have Camo on a fade, I don't think there's or you have someone who's actually accustomed to that role, you don't have a player getting misidentified behind box on that A main that cost Purple his life, right? That's the point that I want to try and make here.
Yeah, I think at the same time, the roles maybe do fit a little better than people are willing to admit on this Liquid team, because Camo, at the very least, had a huge reveal on the first round, if we want to go for that. He has had impact in spells, but I do agree it has been constructed in a certain way. And to sort of flip that back to the ULF side then here as well, and for the tech pause that we're currently experiencing, a client issue, so hopefully the restart should have that one fixed soon. This has to be so tough, right? Because you've just won 2 rounds in a row. Yeah. You don't want to say it, but this is a break in play, a chance for them to have built up momentum. You can kind of see from the faces of the players on the stage there, Dema, Stern, some of the ones who, like I said, this is a huge opportunity for them. When it all hangs in the balance, you just got to keep yourself as focused as possible right now.
Well, I mean, they experienced it the other day though, right? Like, they were able to bounce back, laugh with each other, right? So I don't think it's necessarily as much of a problem as you think.
Yeah, that is true. We did have that pause, right? You were there down on the stage, lapping it up, enjoying it. Everybody knows you, so it wasn't, you know, not a problem.
Many was threatened to bite my ankles. Sorry, bite my legs.
He was.
I swear that man, he needs to be kept at arm's length.
Well, that was your suggestion. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can keep that conversation at arm's length as well. We can shelve it for now because it looks as if we should be heading back in game, receiving some ready checks from the players, and the timer has begun to count back down again. So what can ULF do here? They found 2 rounds in a row. Liquid not with the best of weapons to try and respond, but this is a test in itself with the amount of time between the 2 rounds that we've seen played.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this, right? The fact that Team Liquid don't have the best buy, but we're able to save a couple of those big weapons from the round previous. But it's the ultimates that hang everything in the balance. The fact that if Nats can get a lockdown online, that would be a real opportunity to try and make something work here. But Miniboo doing his own work and gets rid of Dema.
Op has no problems this time connecting onto a first target.
There.
Liquid, at the very least, are going to have numbers here. If ULF want to play Divide and Conquer, it's a risky game because, as I said, that Yoru is able to reposition neatly, already in connector. He can make his way between the map. Even just seeing the deep alarm bot from Nats, looks like Liquid really want to play on the sites where possible. Purpo has the coverage on B with his own Vandal.
I like this from Stun, though. Under the veil of Team Liquid, totally unknown.
Is this Op and Stern again, just seemingly avoiding each other?
Yeah, but look at the space he's able to take. Camo needs to be where Odas comes in at the perfect time, can make it work.
Oh,
no. What's going on?
Team kill from Neki, and then Camo will close it up. So Liquid find the lead, just only 1 casualty in all of that.
Mate, EMEA, Peril, what is going on with these rounds? Come on, we need to be having a chat. Can Mini do a telestrator?
I don't know. We might need a few more than just 1 telestrator here, mate. It's interesting, actually. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a conversation from Sliggy's stream the other day. He was talking about how, like, he feels it's the same with Abyss to Pearl, right? Like, just because the overall level is maybe struggling, like teams scrimming each other, then there isn't that improvement, I suppose. So it's a wider conversation to have, sure, if you want to open that can of worms, but
here.
For this round, Stern has an op this time.
Yeah, and he's not necessarily looking like he was before. It's more about getting him on an angle and seeing if he can hold the space as he takes his time to do so. ULF looking to work other areas of the map, but it's a very slow roll overall.
As you say, Pearl has been a map which EMEA has had difficulties with for a long time, and with the amount of raw talent, firepower, double duelists we're seeing, who knows? It seems to be Pacific's thing more than anything else, the region, not the team. And as ULF are now making their way towards A with that roster behind them, it's actually Purpo who strikes first. Stern gone on an extremity again.
Yeah, but look at Neki and look at the space he's able to buy. It looks as if ULF want to go back towards A after faking.
And Liquid haven't rotated on this, though. They're still committed to this site.
That seems to be the case as the operator of Miniboot Looks to hold on from backside. You can see Nats holding on to that lockdown. A nice shot from Miniboot will allow for the ultimate to come online, be used, but Nats and Team Liquid still stay ahead. That spike denied in terms of going down, and there's not a whole lot of time left to get it down. Off need to get a move on, and they're going to try and attempt it, but a utility good, and it's denied the round.
Oh, but it's so close, Gyro. There was half a second in it there, and if Camo hadn't managed to get himself around the corner, then ULF would have won it out through the jewels. A missed shot in the mix from Miniboot allowed for Fabian to take backside. I mean, the rotation here from ULF, not the worst, but Liquid just committing to their game plan.
Yeah, literally. It's a very nice one. The fact that you can see like that much delay coming through, no wonder ULF are going to go straight for a timeout, just reset the players.
I think it makes perfect sense. I was talking about it earlier. You win 2 rounds in a row, long tech pause, or long enough, right, to defocus you maybe just a little bit, and then you lose the following 2 rounds afterwards. During that time, they can't talk with the coaches. Just get back in contact with them and try and put yourself in the right headspace, I think, because that's what a lot of this is about. Players that don't have experience on the VCT stage, perhaps. As you say, they're building themselves up as they're going through this tournament, but it's still a long process, right? It's a year-long competition. It's not just decided by this one kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big aspect to it, is the fact that you have chances to develop yourselves, you have chances to really learn from your mistakes, and I mean, ULF have already benefited from that.
Yeah, and they'll be hoping that that continues, you know, whether it ends up being a Clash tournament or something else for them to continue getting those reps. But I think always, as a young player in the league, you never know when that next opportunity comes. So into the bye round, there are plenty of ults on the ULF side. Liquid using a couple of theirs in the previous. But still, this attack struggling to deal with Miniboot's op. It pops up here and there. This time, it's on the other side of the map.
And Demo, without a buy, will have to use the Neon ultimate as they look to send it in, but nobody wants anything to do with this. Would rather just leave it alone, vacate. And you look at Liquid, they could go a step further.
I mean, no reason to give him what he wants, right? Still stuck on a classic, but ULF have ults of their own, and it's a scary prospect if they get into post with both Null Command and Cosmic Divide here.
Yeah, I thought for a minute Team Liquid were going to go for a flank, but that's not the case. So Null Command in, and that's going to delay this retake even further because they can't use the utility that they want to. Miniboot's operator, excellent in shutting down Fabian. He needs to be brought back up, and you can see Demo looking to try and play Protector, but there's nobody to protect the rest. So it's up to Neki and Fabian. Time ticking away. Smokes down. Fabian able to hit the shots that he needs to, as well as Neki.
No way!
So just like that, the snap of a finger, ULF have won the round.
That's it. I can't believe it. It's another huge moment from Neki. Fabian with his own part to play. But ULF get it through just about. You can see what the idea was there, the call to play deep into Secret with the ultimate. Demo the whole time is literally left on a classic because Liquid aren't willing to give him a fight. He ends up being good cannon fodder as the core is restabilized and Fabian can retain that control. But ultimately, it just has to be a little bit better in terms of the coordination from Liquid on their retake, I think.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, I mean, disconnected. Yeah, the fact that like you're able to show individual brilliance, allow a chance for that to happen, that's exactly what ULF will throw when given the opportunity. We can see Cosmic Divide, and right now it looks like ULF are happy to identify an issue and trying to continuously exploit that, as once again they hit the A site with full brunt and Spike gets planted very open.
Yeah, Liquid with a chance to flood here though, plenty of numbers in place.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but what is going on? Finally, Demo at least confirms the advantage, but Purple diving in. Oh, well, Sheriff against the Phantom. It'll be Demo to come out on top.
Yeah, just hits the refract key there on his keyboard and ends up making a mess of it. Close in the end, but way closer than it really should have been. ULF getting himself in a post plant, Liquid flooding back through after the spike went down, and I think more than anything, you've just got to credit Demo again, how selfless he was, trying to make these rounds happen. talk of players like Neki as well, who perform at their best when the rest of the team are. Dema's just doing his job, doing his role, and that is serving ULF best right now.
Yeah, another big swing round in terms of the damage done to either team. The economy not in a comfortable state. But it is in fact ULF who probably has the better of the buys, considering they have full heavy shields. But operators in play for both teams.
And Minibooz is soon to be tested. Dema again trying to wreak havoc against the organization of which he previously represented their academy. Took home the first stage in Northeast last year as a substitute there. Miniboo has been detected, and that's where ULF want to go and just send it straight down his throat.
Yeah, the utility stopping anybody from getting a real swing out, but you can see Wayne looking to dance with the idea, but Dema going deep gets punished for that. So advantage Team Liquid.
And a very passive post plant here as well. ULF have to fight on site with where the spike's gone down.
Oh, but Stern's going to be identified through the alarm bot, and he needs to get a move on to support the rest, because it's essentially an advantage for Team Liquid to come back in 3 versus 4. Fabian spray down, it's unbelievable. So he even stands up and looks to go one further. Now a 1 versus 1. A chamber versus Knives.
Unreal.
And it's the chamber of Stern that comes out on top.
I don't know how ULF have managed to get away with that, but again, they go all guns blazing into the fire, and it's Liquid that get burned. Bit of a messy start, but then as I say, when the spike was planted and with all that's going down, no post-plant tools, you just have to commit to the fight. It's an insane dart from Neki. And Stern wraps it up.
And you can see, though, as the team play off one another, it's like, listen, if you die, I'm dying with you. Like, you know what I mean? Live by the sword, die by the sword. Neki straight in for the trade. And I love that about ULF.
And that's exactly the brand of VALORANT that's been winning games for teams so far at this stage in the season.
Yes.
What was it that the Vitality coaches were talking about after that first map that they played yesterday against GX? How could you go from losing the way they did against BBL to smashing GX 13-0? Going back to the basics, the fundamentals, seeing what works for them, right?
Yeah,
and moving from that point forwards, and I think that's what ULF have achieved here.
and I think there was a really big conversation point run about Toronto last year about what's more important, macro versus micro, right? And you think about G2, right? The one that many, and I guess is one of the coaches you spoke about, Pal, they were really saying that like they really admire the brand of Valorant that G2 want to play, but in the end it was actually Paper X who came out on top at that event in Toronto. So is it micro or is it macro that wins maps?
Yeah, like you say, a micro-heavy team.
Come into the unknown.
Tends to do better on the international stages, but when it comes to domestics, I guess G2
Yeah,
doing their own thing. It's
but is that a regional thing?
I don't know, man. Could be here all day. There's a game of Valorant going on, and right now, ULF look to be taking things by the scruff of the neck. Liquid left with bits and pieces out of the timeout here. Nats has a Bucky. He's playing back halls on B. Sole defender as ULF are grouping to re-hit the site, which they just found success on.
Yeah, Stun being called over as well. So it seems like a decision has been made for the attack. Team Liquid once again trying to do this bunker down strategy that we saw in Split, nearly get a success on round 2.
It's Nats versus everyone here. He has been highlighted. His utility will have no further effects, and Dema makes it look easy in the end. ULF this time playing on side, but with a much better plant to facilitate it. Fabian from up high. Liquid with a last gasp attempt at causing some issues, and Camo's got off to a good start.
Yeah, the only Guardian, only really long-range weapon that you can consider there.
Stern from the corner has a TP as well. Dema not quite caught by the hinder just yet, but let off the leash. Stern finding 2. Liquid a couple back of their own, but Dema wrapping it up in the end. And ULF continuing off that timeout again in this first half. Keep on building.
Keeping that momentum on their side. Many had spoken about how he wasn't impressed by Team Liquid's defense. It seems to be that continues on right now after a couple of spells here and there of 2 rounds. I mean, if you don't win that pistol and that anti-eco, right now you're looking at an 8-2 half for ULF.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because you were talking on the last map about how the timeout got them their foot in the door, right? Those 5 rounds in the first half. They've managed to replicate the same effect here, but to even a greater extent, potentially. Just depends how many more of these rounds they can recuperate. Liquid now with a full buy. Having gutted out mid, it looks like ULF want to split the B site this time.
Yeah, and with 4 ultimates behind them, very easily. A shoulder being seen. Mini boot at least able to take Stern offline.
First bloods have been so important, and Liquid now have that. Bodies on site. Minibu the next. Purpo following it up. With the snap of their fingers, it ends with an in-zone flawless for Liquid.
Yeah, fantastically done, and simply done actually, realistically. Just holding smokes, not moving position, and it felt as if they weren't really challenged. This is a big kill from Minibu to just try and teeter on the edge of being in the open. That's what you want your duelists to do.
Yeah.
Nice utility from the fade.
It's also the round which Liquid have been setting up for from their own timeout, so you have to give credit where it's due. A simple read against ULF's repeated hits of the B site, and looks like they've got it spot on here as well, because at the very least it's an early A pop.
Yeah. Well, one of the 5 ultimates that was available this round will be used very, very quickly, and more mollies to be thrown into the mix. Camo getting a kill just before that smoke blooms is going to give Liquid once again an advantage to try and work from, they will. It looks good. Demar getting caught by his own team's ultimate, but is able still to come away with the kill.
Yeah, ULF trailing by 1 in this position. Stern has his ult and is just looking for an overpeak.
Looking for Camo, but immediately head taken off. So up to the tour de force of Stern. As he tries to work the angles, it's going to be a difficult one. And now identified in a main through the Prowler. Time ticking away. And with a bucket or an operator, it's not the best of weaponry you could want.
Liquid have the contact set up here as well. Needs to clear close, knows Camo's there. Just waiting for the swing.
So probably going to be a 6-6 half unless something epic was to come through from Stern. He does get the first, but not the second. So we end up all even going into half-time.
Yeah, some great defensive fade utility there from Camo on the site hold. C's had everyone deafened, the reveal. Exactly what the doctor ordered, but can Liquid haul it over the line, or will ULF keep this story going? We'll find out after this.
One enemy.
Nice shot, nice shot.
Red Bull gives you wings.
So with each team taking their own map pick, things couldn't be closer heading into the final half of this series. One of them going home in the lower bracket, and someone who's going to hope that he won't, so he can keep that kickoff run going, is Demar.
Yeah, I feel as if since the last game, he's really upped his game. But overall, like, you compare Demar to Sop, and it feels quite unfair. Not had the best of starts in kickoff, Demar. But for me, he's always struck me, as I said before, as this neon jet, raised type of player, right?
Sure.
He's on his comfort. He needs to be showing us his best if he wants to try and put himself in the shop window for future splits.
Exactly right. He's just a hard entry player more than anything else, the picture that we're trying to paint. And now on the defender side, how can you tailor that to your advantage? Liquid heading over to the attack and taking A main beyond this smoke, which they're going to invest some utility to do so. In fact, when Camo's Prowler hits nothing, they kind of start to realize, okay, there's nothing here, and Ulf the same in middle.
Yeah, they're starting to reset their shape. It's Ulf, I thought for a minute we're going to go even go into the back lines of Team Liquid, and right now, Ulf happy to give everything up.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment Dema wanted to fight from backside, but he's given it up. Now a double up in secret, as Liquid have ambitions of their own to fight this one forward, perhaps. No, it's to Art where they go, and Ordaz under the microscope now.
Yeah, good for a headshot or two as the players come his way. He can't connect a whole bunch, so we look towards the rest. Fabian, another player who's pretty good on these pistol rounds, and well, unfortunately, Camo looks to put Liquid even further in front. Player to the good, and still that spike not being worked at. His time is beginning to tick away, and that's perhaps may have already won this round. This is 2-1 with both players in main, and Neki only a frenzy in hand. He needs to get up close and personal, but that puts this distance away from the spike, which is about to detonate and allow Liquid the pistol round.
Another pistol round for Liquid. By my count, that's now 4 in a row over the last 2 maps, so definitely giving themselves the best odds at the start of these. Really like the reaction for them to fight into the art space, made it difficult with Ordaz being the casualty, no smokes to make that defuse any easier. And so lead restored.
Amazing call from Domi here. Very
Or should I say, Liquid in front for the first time in a while. And it just sounds there like Miniboo was the one involved with making that decision.
Yeah. Liquid this time though, very quiet in their approach. Could be troubled waters they're walking into though.
Yeah, there are sort of 3-4 players here on the offside. If you count Stern, he now has the information. So just having a look at them. Okay, Purpo, sure. Yeah. You know what, mate? Every now and then you get one like that.
Spike planted.
So Liquid should have this round, no questions asked. And I think it comes back to just that little bit that was mentioned there by the coaches, by Lohan. Yeah, that it sounds like Miniboo is finding his part in being a very vocal duelist. You know how important he was to Heretics.
Yeah, and I think that with this in-zone flawless, right, Team Liquid are going to have to rely on their duelists to be these entries, to be in this position. Like Purple being able to get a ridiculous kill, right, but at the same time, yeah, it's just very nicely played.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he was blinded by the flash of Miniboo there as well. So while we don't know much about what the calling structure looks like, maybe not calling the flashes, just kidding. But no, he is absolutely leading the line right now in the server. One thing which Ulf are without, other than moments, is someone putting up big numbers.
That is it, and I mean, you look towards that first map, right? Think of Ordaz, oh, Stun, Dema, nice mid-engagement. And that spike looked for a minute like he was going to head towards B, but instead, no, they back off.
Where are you?
This would be a huge round for Ulf as well, denying Liquid the bonus where they've already won a couple of them in this series. Just tracking the ultimates. Camo has his, of course, but no claws to use it right now. And Ulf playing with a lot of discipline, not giving a way back into this Liquid side, which currently are looking for anything to grab onto.
Concealment.
Trying to find anything here. Camo, who's been pretty good individually, will not be able to find himself a kill here. And Natsu finds himself all alone in a 1 versus 4. He's been good for a clutch here or there over the years, but right now feels like a tough ask. So Ulf straight back in it.
It does. You know, the history's there for Nats, but seeing him on Killjoy on Pearl in 2026, it's like just a shock to the system of the old VALORANT viewer. But in terms of this round, I have to say, impressed with ULF just doing their thing, right? Player for player, pound for pound, good in these 1v1s. Taking some engagements together there. And now a chance to really move forwards and actually level up the score, stop Liquid from finding a commanding lead.
Yeah, I love how towards the start of this map I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this triple. Julius forcing players off rolls, but Camel, 15 kills, 10 assists, shows you how comfortable he is. And how comfortable Team Liquid could get as they head towards the space site, which is only stocked with one player.
Yeah, it is just Neki, and he doesn't really have a way to fall away from this position either. He is committed to this. Nightfall not going to hit him or Stern.
I mean, able to stay alive, almost gets away with a kill, but Team Liquid will flood the kill feed in the end. And ULF, I mean, a bit disconnected. Stern's still in towards that lane. Oda's nowhere near, probably trying to support through stars. So Team Liquid looking to head to 9.
Unless either of these ULF players can do anything about it. Stern without a TP, 10 toes down, trying to take anything that he can. But Ordaz left in his wake and just forced to save up what he can. I mean, ULF have money here still to buy around. They are in a decent position themselves. It was Liquid, honestly, on the receiving end of this one that could have been in a bit more of a troubled position. But a huge round for them to find nonetheless. It's that 2-round gap restored.
So Oda is able to rescue a rifle into the next one, which Dema will be thankful for, considering he's the one with the lowest economy there. In fact, we can even see an operator on Stern, so it's not the worst position for the defense. Considering most of the rounds so far have been won by Team Liquid.
I feel like I've seen that same replay like 3 or 4 times so far in this series. The spray battle just strafing. Protected bullets, don't know what those are. But it won't matter with Stern's op here. Teed up by a Fabian flash. Looking for something, gets on the line, but Liquid should know this.
Yeah, but there's a player up close and personal right in the pocket. It is Purple. He's able to net himself the kill. And there's more utility sent ULF's way. Forced back. Team Liquid firmly with mid control.
ULF doubling down though. The flash doesn't get the best coverage from that corner. Fabian dropping back, but Dema holding the line. Nobody getting in the alley just yet. And now the support of Neki arriving.
Yeah, now all of ULF's forces forced to look towards mid, but scared perhaps of any other escalations from parts of the map, especially the extremities.
Oh, this looks like great mid-rounding. If they can isolate Nats in A main here.
Well, he's already seen the leg, doesn't anticipate the KO. So Fabian will put ULF in an advantage, but look at this, the pack is elsewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly what ULF needed to do. Get a little bit of info on the map after having all 4 focused on mid.
Oh, nice grab, Will.
Late rotation towards this B site though. Neki has his first.
Yeah, the player's so delayed, trying to get out.
Awesome.
And it's a brilliant round to come out from ULF.
Really well constructed from front to back. Those first couple of fights in middle, a little bit touch and go with Stern's op. You could see what the plan was, but then that instant reaction to pressure Nats on the extremity, give themselves a bit of control if maybe Liquid wanted to head through R. And settling themselves in this B crossfire, which ends up claiming the round. So just one in it now, and Liquid letting loose their final timeout.
Yeah, need to sit down and talk about things before ULF get the momentum at their backs. And with that, we are towards the latter stages of the game, right? The latter stages of an elimination series. Whoever loses this is out.
Feels crazy to say, right? With it being the 1 and 2 game as things stand. Liquid that win over a KC team, which were close against Heretics earlier. ULF, theirs on a Pacific side, which we almost expected to see the 2 Ascension rosters, or I guess Ascension organizations, in the lowers perhaps, just in terms of how things were for them. But Yeah, I mean, they've gone from stage by stage. They're looking better and better. I mean, this is still such a big challenge to beat this Liquid team, even as worn down as they look right now.
Yeah, I think like to beat a team like Team Liquid, the fact that like you have players that we've mentioned, right, who have been all the way to champs, it feels like Liquid got the best of the rest that was left out. It's not anything, any criticism of any player, right, but it feels as if like this would be a massive result for the Ascension team, especially considering the 2 subs that they have.
I mean, Nats knows what it's like to face a rebuild. It's one of the reasons why he stayed in this team so long and continues to deliver here. Not gonna get away with it in the end, and Liquid quickly pivoting, and Ordaz hooked in by the stunned player, couldn't finish it off, and Necky's no better.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. ULF will try and play this way, aggressive, in your face, trading off one another, but there can also be ways to manipulate that. That's exactly what Team Liquid have done.
Setting up for this one, Dema again, just the one, and so Fabian has to be the sole ULF player to find 2 kills here if he wants to clutch this out. Util belt empty, no time for the knife. Knows about Camo's position and has to extrapolate from that where Wayne may be playing from. Still has the molly available. He can play to the clock. Fabian has to cut Camo out of position and does so. Extracted to perfection. Wayne still with seconds to buy, but Fabian maybe knows he can get half. It's a half too far in the end. Wayne to take them to 10. Liquid closing in now.
Yeah, double digits found, but at what cost? Because all 4 players lost there in the end. 2 ULF's 5, and I actually don't hate if they were to try and force in here, which looks like it is going to be the case. Ultimates in play for both teams.
Nice, Wayne. Let's go, Wayne.
You talk about players like Wayne, he's coming to a brand new environment. I don't think it's fair to cobble him in with the rest, right? He has had a much better series today. And like I was saying, it's just about putting those pieces together over time. The Nats conversation. Kiko coming out of the team saying that he's a guy driven by routine and he is going to get the results that he wants in the end. One step at a time. Liquid overrunning mid-control right now, and again, it's only Dema in this link position.
Hunter's Fury straight in as a reaction to the utility, but at the same time, Team Liquid have beat the utilities. They look to try and work their way through mid, but into Fabian's crosshair they go. So a double up, 2 players to the good, go to defense, and a real chance to try and claw back around.
It was a really nice combination there to start, but Camo finds Fabian on the overextension. ULF still have Stern in main, and he is yet to receive contact, so understanding the possibility of a B pivot is very likely. You've also seen Ordaz now move over into long, so control on either limit for ULF as it stands.
Looks like Team Liquid going...
Where do they go?
Yeah, a bit confusing.
I think they're just saving. Yeah.
Has to be. Really?
Yeah.
10
I mean, ULF have
seconds
all of the control. There's not too much that you can do from this position in the end. And
yeah, there's a few players on low creds like Camo, 50, Miniboo on 100. And I mean, what? All it was expended there for ULF was the Hunter's Fury?
Yeah. And that's what I was saying, right? It looked like a simple play on the surface, the stun in from Dema to do a little bit of damage. If that had landed, maybe even an extra kill, but actually it's Fabian the one who does the heavy lifting. And now, as I was saying earlier, where we didn't have ULF players fragging out and actually starting to go positive, I'm seeing, you know, 3 players now with 13 plus kills.
Frustration.
And actually, it's Liquid slowing down the pace a little bit.
Yeah, frustration from the coaches, and there's no way to interject from them anymore. It's all left to what's on the server. And ULF 1 round away from equaling things out once again.
I mean, if ULF can see that things are heading in the right direction, no reason to give a break in play. Do not interrupt your opponent if they're making a mistake, or in this case, trending downwards.
Spike has been left to the B side though.
And you can see Liquid are setting up to split this through middle again. It's been a changing of the guard though. It's Fabian this time in double doors, and with a judge no less. He's made himself known very early.
Yeah, I mean, really under the collar there, under the pressure. Oh, Neki! Brilliant shots, but in the end, still the player count equal. So it's up to Liquid to try and beside, but Odaz takes heads. So Purple's stuck in a corner to try and clutch up a 1 versus 3, and all the players are there to capitalise. 10-10 is the score.
Dazzling from Odaz once again. And Liquid cannot allow themselves to be blinded by the lights right now. ULF have brought this back to even footing again. Each of the players having their moments. Odaz is like a turret here on a swivel. Things slowly creeping in the right direction for them. Now we've got to look at the ults.
We do. That's the most important part.
Huge cycle.
Who comes out on top, as it seems like ULF want to stop Team Liquid coming anywhere near the B side, or the A side, sorry.
Yeah.
After continuous errors on the B side for Team Liquid.
I mean, it's a mixed buy for Liquid. They're going to want a scrap here.
Oh, but do they really want a scrap? Because it's ULF you're up against, and it's ULF who come out on top. Camo and Wayne, yes, sure you have ultimates, but do you have what it takes to fire back? It seems to be the case. Is Wayne's Sheriff, is that exactly where he needs to?
And now a chance for the round to breathe. Wayne with 2 under his belt. He has the ult, the molly. If he can get to post plant here, there is a serious chance of winning this round. Rifle in his hands, but Stern is that first player that he has to cross in middle, and the position Scuba is deadly.
Teleport's ready.
He's already seen the crosshair, or the barrel, sorry. He's already won the round. ULF will take the advantage towards the latter stage of the second half of the final map of this series, an elimination series.
The change up from ULF this time is they're actually playing behind this same main smoke that Odaz has been placing for the last, 5 rounds or so. It's been a consistent part of their default on the defender's side. And Liquid didn't quite look prepared for it. At least Purpo dived in, and follow-up difficult. ULF wanting to challenge mid here with all 5 members.
Yeah, and those ultimates we spoke about still in play, but ULF so far in front into enemy lines, and Stern immediately punished for that.
TP was there. They actually still hold up in middle here, ULF. I think we're going to wait for that smoke, though, before they go back in.
Bring them down.
And the reclear will come through. You can see already, Neki looking for more information. Has seen one, and the second, I think. Just Camo there. But leg scene.
This is the thing that scaling has been pretty difficult for Liquid on the whole. They've been trying to play through middle a lot. And all for having these hero moments in tight spaces. 2 players towards B, and it looks like that's the direction Liquid are heading for the moment, at least making themselves known in connector.
Yeah, they get through mid, but remember they had problems last time trying to get out of there, and Neki may be a little bit too eager to take those fights.
That's now the call being made, heading towards A, a foot race all through left. Spawn. And Demo, most importantly, in A main, detected by the ult.
Yeah, that's massive, but the operator looks to try and get onto the angle, but immediately taken out. This could be flawless by Team Liquid, and it certainly seems to be the case. So Odaz, with plenty of economy at his back, will attempt a 1 versus 5.
Don't hold your breath. It is not gonna happen. Miniboo gets a quad kill. Exactly what Liquid need for a bit of a lift here, and in-zone flawless as we head right to the end of regulation.
Yeah, a straight answer back. But there was ultimates invested in that last one.
Fortunately for ULF, they still have ults. One thing they don't have, money. Not in infinite supply, that's for certain. Still an op available for Stern here, but if they don't win now, that final round could be costly, and to lose in a fashion like that against a Liquid side, which they've given a damn good go, would be absolute heartbreak. Back to middle again. The trap on the offside is set in art.
The players of Liquid are going elsewhere. Need to be careful though if they do go this way. To look to just destroy the trap, and already Neki confirming players' positions, but deep go, Team Liquid.
Spike down.
And yeah, with Spike lost, but they're still moving in towards the operator. We're able at least to find Fabian, but Stern can't quite connect the shots. So we'll look towards ULF's main control on A.
And on B as well, Neki routing this one out at the same time, so if they head towards the other side of the map here, Liquid, there could be problems. The biggest downfall for ULF right now is overcommitting to fights, which they've been unable to win. It's going to take another huge moment to win them this one, though, I think.
Yeah, it looks as if Liquid already looking to identify Neki.
30 seconds
Worried
left.
about the positions that ULF could have maybe taken up. With that lockdown looking to pop, Neki can't quite wrestle the crosshair back. Cross wrestle the spray, Demo certainly can. Some clean shots from him. So back to 2v2.
Yeah, and all of these players are split up from one another. Liquid may be looking to fight towards spawn.
Nice cosmic divide, stops that backside being a problem for them, but Wayne holding on from lane, seeing if he can pop out and prove an issue to a nice stun. Oda's caught, so it's a 1 versus 1. Wayne does not have a lot of health.
Miss Molly.
And it's not going to be good at all. It's Demo sends ULF to map and series point.
Such a key round, and it's Dema again that will take ULF 2-12. A 1v1 against the new boy Wayne. I have to say, it felt like if there were any errors made in this round, it was on the ULF side. Really trying to get into the fights here nice and early, but once again, you're seeing the value they're getting from this main control. It's ridiculous.
Still that frustration for the coaches, frustration for the fans who have come here to watch Team Liquid go for that lower bracket run. And you can see ULF have all the ultimates that they need. They have the better of the cycle at this moment in time. And it's going to be straight away Mini Boo popping his.
Yeah, this is the catalyst for Liquid. This is the one that could get things going. He's cleared a path out to the A site in its entirety. Think how many times ULF struggled to retake here. That's what they might just be up against. If they can see this one home before an overtime.
You say that, but ULF have all they need for the retake, right? I'm thinking of the overdrive of Dema, and I'm also thinking of the null command of Fabian, which has just been taken offline. A massive kill by Naz, and an even bigger second. It's now Team Liquid have a chance. They have some life in the game, but not before ULF try the retake, and it's not worked out. It's gone Liquid's way. We're going all the way to overtime.
It is nothing less than this game deserves. Everyone left on the edge of their seat to find out how it will conclude. But Liquid, of course, making sure it goes the distance. It was a 14-12 win against Vitality here, their first as an organization. And some similar issues there for ULF on that same A retake that I was talking about. Didn't really get a chance to pop Fabian's ult as he went solo searching in art to find Nats. Missed shot from Stern. Couple of fine margins, but it makes all the difference.
Just a reminder of who they have to face in that next game tomorrow as well.
GX are going to be loving this because the longer the game goes, the less time either of these teams have to prep for the next one.
Do you even try and prep? Purple straight away will get the first kill. There goes Stern. The defense with the advantage so far.
It's not the first time Stern has lost his life on B, but Liquid should be acutely aware that this is a position that Neki likes to follow up late. Now tasked with rejoining the rest of his team, spike in hand. As ULF have gutted out the middle of the map here.
Yeah, and found great space to move through. Wayne, though, does mark the escape in towards spawn. You can see Purple just watching anybody trying to get in towards lane.
Yeah, it's a great TP set up from Miniboo as well. He'll be ready to join the rest of the team as he's holding on to B, where ULF are scaling with intent.
Yeah, they are. Miniboo's operator on the lane. Where is Demon gone? He needs to try and find Miniboo, but Neki does instead. So it's a 2 versus 3. And Spike looking to go down. Demon going further.
Yeah, ULF against the odds again. This is how they like to play.
And Demon tries to bust out at the wrong time. That's well aware. You can't try and take him off guard. As Neki now has to show us his best.
Oh my god.
Round the side, the
No
players
way.
don't know. There he is. A perfect play.
Has the ult.
And a 1 versus 1 to try and play up against Wayne. But it's the controller player instead that will win out against ULF's leader.
I mean, in what world do you expect to find Wayne up there when you reposition? In Wayne's world, I suppose, because that's the one where Liquid get up to 13 rounds. A dramatic fashion again. Neki always good for that kind of play, but as you said, takes a moment for them to get rid of Miniboo.
And I mean,
So close.
yeah, I mean, Wayne very correctly identifying the flank player. You can see Lohan. It looks as if on the ULF side they're enjoying it, but on the Team Liquid side they're going through their paces, man.
It's like we've won, but at what cost, you know?
Lohan being put through it, poor guy.
One more round, one opportunity here for Liquid to take it in the first of the OTs. Heading towards the A site again, it's served them well up until this point. Fabian all hands on deck, but Miniboo will cut him loose. Ordash still hanging around here, needs to win that next duel, but he's gonna lose it at the hands of Wayne. It's now a 5 versus 3 ULF. What have you got left?
Yeah, the player's so late to rotate, but at least Stun gets to hit fire onto Miniboo.
Real opportunity here now. Liquid continuing to play that time.
There.
Wayne has the molly, he's just used it. Camo in the back lines, and still ULF struggling to get in. No smoke, no cover, no hope in hell or so you'd feel. The wall goes up, that's a bit of a distraction. Dema sliding in to be the problem, but it must rely on Stern. Liquid trying to solve all their problems here. But up against Stern, it's no problem at all. They may have washed away the blood, but we're yet to see if this Liquid side has sealed the wound.